returning subscriber. Today I am going, oh, my name's Emily, by the way, if we haven't met. Nice to meet you. Today I'm going to be doing my mid-yearly empties. Every 6 months I do a empties video, I should say, about all the things that I have used up in the past 6 months. I do project pan, which is where I'm trying to be mindful about what products I'm using up, the rate that I'm consuming products and actually using the products that I'm purchasing. And yeah, it's just about being mindful about makeup consumption and actually enjoying the products that you buy as well. A lot of the time I find that I buy things and I think they look really pretty and I put them down and I look at them and I let them sit there, but then I don't really enjoy the product by using it. And so when I'm ready, some products go into the project pan and they become the product that I'm using up. So yes, I have a couple of products, a lot of products really, in my box. I always keep them all in my Victoria's Secret box. Here's some of it. Some of it's already on my table. I'm going to get straight into it because I have a lot to talk about. I wanted to just say that this video is majority, I want to say, like toiletries, just because I haven't been using as much cosmetics as I usually would. But I do still have some cosmetics that I've used up as well. I just haven't been wearing makeup as much. Especially the past couple months once I got back from Japan, just because I've been working pretty much every day and I don't wear makeup at work these days. I used to, but I just don't anymore. But yeah, I will get into it now because I'm rambling. The first thing I want to talk about is I used up 2 of these Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Castile soaps. Don't really know how to say it, Castile soaps. These used to be super duper popular online. I feel like people don't really talk about them as much anymore. They're just like a very multi-purpose soap. I would use these to clean my makeup brushes. I would use these to use them as laundry detergent. I was using them to clean my bathroom. I would use it as just like generic soap. Sometimes when I'd wash my hair with like a lot of oily products, or like had a lot of product buildup in my hair, I would use these as like shampoo diluted to break up the product in my hair. It just has like a lot of different ways to use it on the side there. And yeah, it's just like a very versatile, multi-purpose, very like concentrated soap. They're good. They do serve their purpose. I do think they are nice. I don't think I'm going to be repurchasing them just because there's other things that I'm trying at the moment and using, but I do think that they are good products. And if a friend was like, oh, I really, really want to try XYZ scent, I would say just go for it. It is good stuff. And yeah, mostly used the lavender as a laundry detergent for like my sheets and stuff, and then I mostly used the rose scent for my makeup brushes, and they did their jobs. They, yeah, performed well. Next I want to talk about some shampoo. This is one that I recently used up. This is the Alpecian caffeine shampoo. Charges your hair during washing. Now this is the original variant. It's supposed to use the caffeine in the shampoo to stimulate your roots to promote hair growth. This is what the back of the bottle says. You just leave it on for 2 minutes. I don't know if I was really leaving it on for 2 minutes every single time. I'm going to be real. That's kind of a long time in the shower in my opinion. But yes, that is what the back says. And it's kind of dirty because it's been in my shower and I haven't cleaned it because I just threw it in this bucket to share with you guys. But I do think it's a good shampoo. It's kind of a little bit on the drying side. It's not a very hydrating shampoo, as you can imagine. It's good for clarifying and stuff. I do feel like it did get a lot of product out of my hair. I don't think it was an amazing shampoo, and I won't be repurchasing this. Not because I don't think it works. It could work. My roots grow pretty quickly anyway, so I do have pretty frequent hair growth, I feel. But the reason I won't be repurchasing it is just it's a little bit drying for my hair. Not that I'm totally precious with my hair, but at the moment, especially with all the different bleaches and colors that I've been using, as you may see from my previous videos, I have been on a bit of like a hair colors kick, changing my hair color quite frequently. I don't want to get another more drying shampoo when I think right now in my life I should be focusing more on maintaining my hair's health rather than trying to get more growth at the root, because my hair grows at the root like pretty frequently. You can see I have a little bit of roots already growing through right now. That's not my primary concern. My primary concern should be like the health of my actual hair that is out, because yeah, it's not the most healthy and it's pretty dry a lot of the time. So I think I should use other shampoos. That was long-winded way to say, this is a nice shampoo, it works. If I was a boy especially, I think this would be easy because you have short hair and, or if you are someone with short hair, I should say, I think this would be a good shampoo to use if you want to grow it long or if you want to just have more hair growth. I think that it does give that like caffeine feeling. I can like smell it and feel it in the shower. I hope that makes sense. I do feel like it probably does do something. I can't really give you a example of how much, because my roots grow pretty quickly anyway. Next, I want to talk about these Bajaj almond drops. I bought these from an Indian grocer near me. There is a little bit left in there, but I can't get it out. This is an Indian hair oil. As you may know, Indian hair oils are like super iconic. They are just like gorgeous. And I used this up mostly by like oiling my entire head. It was kind of a lot of oil to use up, and I don't really like, it's kind of like a floral scent, or a vitamin E floral scent. And it was just a little bit too florally for my preference. So I didn't like wearing this out as oil in my hair. However, the time that I did, it did look really gorgeous, and like the actual product works really well in the hair. It says it's a non-sticky hair oil, and I would totally agree with that. But the ways that I enjoyed this most was actually oiling my scalp with it, which is kind of a more tedious process, and it did take a lot of washing out. Hence, this came in handy to wash out this. But yeah, it's a nice product, and I would recommend it if someone's getting into hair oiling. It just wasn't my favorite hair oil to wear out every single day, but yeah, it was really nice, and I did use it up. I also like wore it as a like oil hair mask at one point, and that was really nice as well. Let's go into some more makeup-y bits. I have 2 setting sprays to talk about. Actually, I lie. Ooh, conspiracy. So these are both products from L'Oreal. They're both aerosol products, and they're both like, I would say, the most top of their field in their specific areas. Dare I say they're like literally the same packaging, just with a different lid. So this one is the L'Oreal Elnett hairspray, and this is the extra strong hold. This is a really good hairspray. It's my favorite hairspray from the drugstore. Would recommend. Used up many of the L'Oreal hairsprays before, and many of them will be used up in the future. I feel like I had another L'Oreal hairspray that was like giant. Did I use that up? Maybe I put it in my drawer. I may have used up other L'Oreal hairsprays and not put them into this box because they might not have fitted. But just know that I am going through L'Oreal hairsprays and I am lacking them. Next, I want to talk about this L'Oreal setting spray. So this is a facial like makeup setting spray. And a lot of people say that this is a lot like hairspray, and I do agree. As Tati Beauty on YouTube once said, if you're in a pinch, you can always use hairspray on your face. And I feel like this is a very slightly watered down version of this. They're both really good setting sprays for the hair, for the face. I really do think that L'Oreal has the most high intensity setting spray at the drugstore. And I do think that this is likely the best dupe for the one size setting spray that is so viral from like a more high-end perspective. These aerosol sprays really do have that like hairspray-like quality to them. They smell like hairspray too. It is more intense. Like if you want a more nourishing spray that's not gonna like dry you out, I wouldn't go for this. This is like you are like friggin' spraying it. But if you want something to last all day, for me, clubbing, cheerleading competitions, a hot summer's day where I really want to slay, it works. It works really well, but it's intense. So if you're in a pinch, or not in a pinch, and you just want to be beat, this will do it. I love this, and I will repurchase this. However, I have so many setting sprays that I'm going through at the moment. I literally have like 3 next to me right now that are all good that I'm using up. I have so many setting sprays, so I'm not getting more setting sprays for quite a while because I need to use up what I already have. And that's part of Project Pen, is using up what you have and enjoying it and getting through your actual collection instead of just buying more and more and more. Next, let's talk about some little samples that I have here. What have we got? So first of all, we have the Drunk Elephant Be Goldie drops. These are gorgeous, really nice, blend well with makeup and skincare, and I think it's gorgeous. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Facial Oil. I love this facial oil. I think it's really nice, and it's got a nice scent as well. Really nice oil. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. This is okay, but I prefer the oil more and the actual Magic Face Cream. The Magic Face Cream is one of the face creams I've been using in rotation at the moment, and I love it. In here, I also have some samples from Lush. This is the Dream Cream Body Lotion. That was nice. I used it up, and this is another one of the same thing. They're just nice body lotions. Did I use up any of these other Lush products? I've kind of been accumulating them because you used to be able to take 6 like containers back to Lush, and then you'd get I think it's a Dream Cream full size, but I don't know if they still do this program. I guess I'll have to take back all my packagings and see. So I have orange here. That's an orange scented body scrub. That's really good. Used that up ages ago. Another one I used up ages ago, Snow Fairy body conditioner. That's really, really good. Snow Fairy is my favorite. The conditioner was like a nourishing version of a shower gel, but like in a creamier formula. It was gorgeous. And this is a pod of gold shower jelly. I don't like the scent of this one as much. I feel like it's not as sweet as I would prefer, and it's a little bit more of a mature scent. Not that it's for like old people or anything. It's just like I don't know, I like something a bit more like sweet or spicy. I hope that makes sense. Or citrusy. I just want something with a bit more zing, and that was a little bit more demure and florally, and it had vanilla and myrrh. This is the Glen Coco Fresh Face Mask. I loved this face mask. I kept forgetting that it was in my fridge because you have to refrigerate these, and I rarely do face masks to begin with, so this did go bad in the end, but I just washed it out because it had gone bad and I needed to get rid of it. So that's part of Project Pan as well for me as well, is getting rid of products when they expire, and, you know, products expire. I have 2 brow products to talk about with you. The first one is the Essence Micro Precise Eyebrow Pencil. This is so cute. It has a little shaper at the end, so when you wind it up, which I so appreciate, this is a retractable brow pencil, and it's got a really, really precise tip. So if you were in the market for a drugstore brow pencil, I would totally recommend this one. This one that I wore is made in Poland, and it is in the shade. What is the shade? I don't know if I know the shade. I think it's light brown. It says something brown, but it's like rubbed off. It says that the tip is 1.5 millimeter slim tip. So if you have this retractable brow pencil, then you might have a blunt tip if you've been using it on your brows. This little tip thing that's stuck on the back of the brow pencil, you just pull it off, and then you like stick the pencil in here, and it shapes the tip of your retractable pencil so that it is still sharp. I think it is genius. I love this product. It was a really good shade for me, and I think it will work for a lot of different skin tones and a lot of different hair colors. I think it's a very flattering, easy to use, affordable, precise brow pencil, and it had good lasting power. I rated it. The next one I have is the XL Brow Pencil. This is the one that I purchased in Japan in 2023, and I used it up this year. This is one of my favorite things I've discovered from Japanese cosmetics. XL is the most popular, this is the most popular brow pencil in Japan, and I always say the story, and I'll say it again. When I was in Japan, I was using another brow product, and my brow product ran out, and then I asked some random girls in a Don Quixote, some random Japanese girls, like locals, and I was like, guys, I need a new brow pencil. What brow pencil do you think is best? And they said this one. And then later on, I was in a Don Quixote this year in 2025, and I saw this whole stand, and it was like, #1 selling best brow product in Japan. If you're in Don Quixote ever, especially in the more like city stores in Tokyo, they're like, #1, this is the popular product. This was the popular product. So this shade that I got is the shade PD8. I've repurchased like so many of these when I was in Japan recently in another shade, just because it is such a good brow pencil. And yeah, all the shades are nice. There's a bunch of different ones you can choose from. So you can choose different undertones, different depths, shades. So on one side you have the actual brow pencil itself. This is retractable, but as you can see, mine is all used up. But yes, there's the retractable brow pencil on that side. Then you have a spoolie on this side. It's super dirty because I've used it heaps. There's actually so much product in this. Like, it's not the cheapest of brow pencils. It's not totally expensive, but it's not the cheapest. But it has so much product in it. Like, you will be using it for ages. This lasted me literally 2 years, and I was pretty much using this for the majority of the time. And then this inside here untwists, and then you have a brow powder, right? And so you can open it up and like do a little dab dab, and there's this like little brow powder is in the bottom of this, and then this is like a little spoolie that you can like brush it on. Now I know there's still product left in that part of it, but I will not, I don't know, I just won't reach for a product like that. I'll use a bit right now while we're here, but like this kind of a product, like it's very faint, and it's too faint for me to use for my cosmetic preferences. So there's no point in me keeping this entire brow product just for the little bit of powder that's inside that, it's a very light shade. I don't know if you can even see that. It came out on my hand better earlier. And because it's such a light shade, there's also a spring in here, so you're like bouncing on the powder. Because it's such a light, or maybe it's just the sponge getting pressed. No, I think it's the spring. Anyway, because it's such a light shade, it doesn't really show up very heavily on my on my skin, on my brows. And when I had blonde hair, this was a better shade for me. This is my blonde hair brow pencil. Anyway, that was very tangential. Recently, I had to retire my NYX Angel Veil primer. The reason is because this I have used for so long. As you can tell, it is like all squished and used up, and the product in here has now gone bad. It comes out like a hard noodle. So this has been very well loved, as you can see, but the remaining product inside this little tube is all used up and dry. This is the Lacura Caviar Skin Science Illuminator in the shade Bronze Glow. This is a shimmering effect, lightweight, flawless finishing illuminator. I purchased this from Aldi. It's a tube, however, it does come with a pump on the end. This is kind of like similar to MAC's Strobe Cream. I really enjoyed this. It has a kind of fresh skincare type of scent, not too invasive, not too intrusive. I did enjoy using this. I would use this as a primer all over the face. I would use this just by itself to give a glow to the skin. I would use this on the cheekbones as like a luminosity kind of booster kind of situation, and I would mix this in with other foundations to either sheer them down or add a sheen or like a glow to them if they were too matte or too intense for what I was hoping for and I wanted to like line it up. It's a really good product, easy to mix into a lot of things, works very much like Strobe Cream. This is available from Aldi. However, it's not my favorite thing in the Aldi Caviar line. The night cream is my favorite from this line, but it's so hard to get because it only comes out on the Aldi special buys days. Aldi, makeup permanent, it's so good. Anyway, it was still a nice product regardless. And if someone was thinking about getting this and asked me, I would say, yeah, I liked it. Get it. There's quite a bit of product in here as well. 30 mils, lasted a bit. Next, we're going to talk about this. This is a Poreless Skin Cream. This is from, what brand is this? Carez. This had quite an interesting scent. It reminded me in a slight way of Play-Doh, but not in a negative way. It wasn't totally scented like Play-Doh. Just had a little bit of hint of Play-Doh. Give me a sec. I'm talking so much. I need to take a sip of water before I explode. It's not actually water, I lied. It's Cocobella straight up coconut water. Okay, anyway, so what I was saying is this is the, it has salicylic acid. It's supposed to smooth and balance skin. I took this little sample size skincare, like moisturizer thing with me on holidays, and I used it up while I was on holidays. It did the job. It wasn't my favorite ever, but it was fine. It was good. I wouldn't repurchase it, but I did feel like it did have that salicylic and smoothing property. I would say that that is true. I'm not repurchasing it because I have a bunch of other skincare that interests me more that I'm currently using, but I do think it's good. I probably won't even remember that I used it though because it wasn't that memorable, I'm going to be real. Next, I have these lashes from Colourpop's Bambi collection in the style Oh Dear. Don't know what happened to them. Oh dear, I used them up and they're all gone. But yes, I used these Colourpop lashes. I used a bunch of lashes, but these ones are some that I got rid of. I used up a bunch of lashes while I was in Japan as well, but I guess those didn't come back with me because I wouldn't keep the packaging of all those Ardell Demi Wispies. So this is from the brand Georgie Maine. This is available at Woolies if you're here in Australia. I don't know if it's available at Coles because I don't go to Coles that much recently. But I got this from Woolies. This is a 10-minute hair mask. Sorry, I must attend to this notification. It is my Smurfs Village. This is not an ad. This is literally, I just need to harvest my blackberries that I have planted. Let me just... And yes, I know all the mini games are available for me to play right now. No, I don't want to play the mini game. Let me plant some more blackberries in every plot. I love playing Smurfs. Sorry that I had to interrupt our time together. I just needed to plant some more blackberries because, you know, I'm on level 11 right now. I'm not going to get to level 12 by itself. It's not going to happen by itself. I've got to put in the work. Anyway, where was I going? Oh, yes, this hair mask. My boyfriend actually chose this out for me. It's Australian made, 100% vegan and cruelty free. It was actually quite a decent hair mask. I was very liberal with this on my hair. I used heaps of it. I do think it was a nice hair mask. It's a bit more pricey for like a product that's at Woolies, but I do think it was a pretty decent one, I'm not gonna lie. Also, this packaging is like, I want to say like quite thick. Like it's almost like it's double walled or something. This is like really nice packaging for like a Woolies hair mask. It's quite fancy for what it is. Anyway, I also really, really like their dry shampoo. I totally recommend their dry shampoo. But if you're thinking about getting their hair mask and it interested you, I would say do it. Although it's not my favorite hair mask of all time, it is still nice. It has a nice scent. It's not my favorite one though. I have other favorites. Anyway, next I used up a bunch of like foundation and other skincare samples and like other makeup samples, but the only one I have to talk about here is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. This is not my shade. I used it probably as a bronzer. It probably had an odd smell because I remember this Ilia product had like a little bit of an odd smell, and that's why I won't purchase it. Not just the sample has an odd smell. I've gone in store and like sniffed the Ilia foundations in store. They have a shade that I think would be actually a really nice shade for me. However, the scent of the product just gets in the way. This is Posh Chocolate, the shower gel from Lush. This is delicious. This is a MAC sample of some, I'm going to guess strobe cream because there's a little remnant in there and it looks like strobe cream. I love strobe cream. They have all these different like variants of it these days, like peachy variant strobe cream and like, I don't know, lilac undertones strobe cream. I love strobe cream. It's really nice. I would recommend it. And yeah, I used up another sample of it. Sometimes I go into the store and I get like a sample of like the new variant of strobe cream. This is so cute. This is a mini La Mer pot. This is so cute. I like the La Mer face cream. I do think it's nice. I don't know if it's my favorite face cream ever. I know that's really controversial. Maybe I need to try it a bit more. But just from this little sample, I think it's a really, really nice face cream. I just don't know if it beats the other face creams that I have. I think that it's on par with like other face creams that I've tried. My favorite face creams would be like that one from Aldi. Unironically, the caviar night cream is gorgeous. And I also really like the Drunk Elephant, what's it called? Lala Retro Cream when used in conjunction with the pink, I think it's like the glycolic serum. Those two together is another variant that's a fave. This by itself, I don't know if it's like better than those other creams. I do think it's on par or like a similar quality or standard, but I don't think it's superior to those others. I think that's everything that I have to talk about in this little box. I do have one other thing next to me that I wanted to talk about with you guys. This is a face pack of face masks. These are the very viral Kina rice mask face masks from Japan. These are the sheet mask versions. I just find that it's easier to use these as their sheet mask variant compared to the other face pack variant that you can buy. These were nice face masks. They definitely did save my skin when I was in Japan, because when we went to Japan, it was springtime in Japan, but it was so cold still compared to Australia, because we just come from Australia and we was still like ending summer, beginning of autumn for us in Australia. So if you've ever gone from like a really hot climate to a really cold climate really quickly, your skin goes so dry. At least for me it does. And like, it wasn't that hot to that cold of a climate change, but my skin definitely did freak out. These face masks, I was doing them at nighttime while I was so exhausted. Imagine this, 20,000 steps. My toes went black. I had frostbite in 3 of my toes, and 2 of my toenails went black from the amount of walking and cold that we endured through our Japan adventure. And at night, I was so exhausted. We were getting like no sleep because I'd be up all night shopping and like party rocking everywhere. And then I would like lie down and have to get up so early because you got to go to all the tourist attractions before all the tour buses get there. So we would like be getting down to sleep, and I'd shove one of these packs on my face and like sleep with the face mask on sometimes, or do it just before bed and then peel it off and then go to bed. I really do think that it made a difference for my skin. My skin was really nice in Japan. It's still pretty good right now. Like, I'm really happy with the way my skin's been going recently, but I do think that these were really nice. Were they life-changing? No, I don't think so. They were moisturizing. They were nice for my skin, but I don't think that this drastically changed my skin in a way that other products couldn't. So yes, these are nice. Are they worth the hype? I'm not sure. Maybe other people have had better experiences that were more life-changing than I had, because these were just good to me. They weren't like, you must get the viral Japanese face pack. Like, they're good. Although I'm not a huge face mask person. Like, it's pretty rare that I'll put on a face mask and go, wow, that was a great face mask afterwards. Usually I'm just like, yeah. And these ones, they did a pretty decent job. I also brought them back to Australia because I think there's 10 in here. I think it's a pack of 10. It was like a Ziploc bag. And so I just brought back the ones that I didn't use in Japan back to Australia with me. And I did them after night shift. So I'd like go to bed after a night shift, knock out in bed, shove the face mask on, fall asleep, wake up in the morning, wake up in the night before the night shift, really, peel the face mask off. And I feel like it saved my skin through some of the night shifts where my skin was like struggling, because I put my body through it sometimes. What can I say? I'm a grussler. I'm going to have another drink. I hope you don't mind that I'm having a break from the app. Anyway, you're probably going, Emily, you don't post that much these days. You're very irregular. Yeah, I know. And you know what? I'd like to post more because there's so many things that I'd like to talk about with you guys, but I just don't have the time to sit down and chat about it. I also feel like I prefer chatting with you guys when I look good, like in a nice, like, makeup look that I feel cute in. And I have not been wearing makeup recently, and I haven't been, like, I don't know, having the amount of time where I can sit down, do my makeup, and have a chat like this. But I'd just like to get it out there that I do want to talk to you guys more on YouTube. There are lots of topics that I'd like to discuss, especially cosmetics wise. Like I want to talk about like some favorites that I've been using recently, or skincare favorites, or life favorites. I think I want to do a favorites video, let's be real. But yeah, I just kind of miss chatting with you guys, and I do hope that upcoming maybe I can chat with you guys more. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, just know that I'm not absent because I am leaving this platform or anything. I will still be here. You can follow me on all my other platforms at EmilyTitch20. You can tell on my Instagram, I took a bit of like, I don't say a hiatus because I didn't intend to. I just like didn't get around to posting for a very long time. And that's kind of just the way that I've been at the moment. I've been focusing more on work and my studies. And so that's where my time and energy has gone recently, rather than like social media stuff or even like seeing my friends. And so yeah, hopefully as my uni semester ends soon. I'm on trimesters actually. When my trimester wraps up, hopefully I'll be on YouTube a bit more. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you spending your time here with me today. Tell me something in the comments that you've used up recently that you enjoyed. I'd like to hear about it. Tell me something in the comments recently that you used up that you hated and you're so excited to use it up because you can finally get rid of the product. Sometimes I am relieved to get rid of a product because I've had it for a long time. I kind of felt that way about these almond drops, even though I didn't really have them for that long. I have a bunch of other hair oils that I was like keen to get into, but I was like, no, I have to use up this one first. Sometimes I make little rules for myself so I get through things. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. I love you and au revoir. Bye.